Hi, Kevin. Are you there this time?
Yes, hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. I'm so glad. Welcome to this Friday's edition of The Culture. Oh, my goodness. Right. No, I do welcome you. Tell us what you're here to talk about and give us your job title as well so we know who you are.
Yeah, well, my name's Kevin McAllion, and I'm a journalist and an author. And I'm here to talk about a talk I have coming up next Wednesday on May the 10th at Aberdeen Central Library. And it's called Let's Talk, and it's about how literature can help break the stigma that surrounds suicide.
So, what's your background, I guess, in this, or do you have a particular, affinity or an interest in this subject?
Yeah. Well, the book is called Moristoun that I wrote, and Moristoun is an island that Scottish people are banished to in the afterlife.
Okay.
When they've died by suicide.
Okay.
And basically, a couple of weeks after I started writing it, one of my own friends sadly took her own life, and that really kind of influenced how the book developed and basically how I went on with writing it. And ever since the book's come out, I've worked quite closely with a suicide prevention charity called Chris's House.
Okay.
So the talk's going to be about my experiences with the book and with the charity, and it also looks back at the whole history of suicide in literature, going back to Shakespeare and those days. So it covers everything.
I guess it's fair to say that there's still a stigma attached to suicide.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. You even see it with the language. I mean, one of the things when I spoke to the suicide charity for the first time, I said the phrase commit suicide, and that's one of the phrases that they really don't like, because it assumes that there's some kind of breaking of a law when you do it, even though it's been a good 60 years since the UK decriminalised suicide. So it's one of these ones that definitely still has a stigma attached to it.
Yeah, and I think it's my understanding that there's I suppose a school of thought that says a coroner, if they can give another reason for a person's death, they will do so still, because of the kind of negativity that there is attached to it.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
And in my limited experience of this as well, it's the helplessness of those left behind, and the guilt as well, and I guess the huge question is, what could we have done? Yeah,
well, the main problem for me is that the stigma stops people from seeking help in a way. They feel that they're considered weak, or people would view them as being crazy if they went and talked to somebody about having these thoughts. And that's the main thing that I think that we need to break down to get people more comfortable talking about mental health.
Yes, yeah.
But I think things are changing. You see recently there's a lot of it in the news with Prince William becoming involved, and there was a thing with the Everton footballer Aaron Lennon this week as well. So I think all these things will hopefully help to break down the stigma, as well as books like my own and other people's.
Yeah, because I guess that's the thing as well, that when the things that affect us start to be discussed in literature and in culture more, then it kind of moves mainstream. Because the other interesting thing is how these subjects are dealt with. For example, in the soaps, I'm a big soap fan as well as being a big book fan, and you often see that when really difficult subjects are dealt with in a soap, then people are able to come forward more and say, well, I've had that, or I've got this.
Yeah.
So what you're doing to try and bring it further into the light, if you like, into the mainstream, is nothing but positive. I have to say. So tell us, more about the event.
Yeah, the event is at Aberdeen Central Library next Wednesday, May the 10th. It starts at 6 o'clock, and it's kind of scheduled to go on to about 7:15, 7:30.
Okay.
So as I say, I'll be looking back at why suicide has a stigma, what the way writers have dealt with suicide in the past, the way they deal with it now, and again with my own experiences of writing the book, and with the charity who I'm actually, they have an event coming up tomorrow morning.
Okay, tell us about that.
Yeah, it's the Chris's House Walk of Hope, it's called.
Okay.
And it's about people who have been affected by suicide. They all gather in Glasgow and they do a very symbolic walk because it starts at 4 o'clock in the morning. So you're doing it basically through dawn, and the kind of imagery is going from darkness into light. So it's all about people coming together who have been affected by suicide to learn that they're not alone and there's other people going through exactly the same thing they've been doing.
Absolutely.
And I did one last year for the first time, and it was amazing to see everyone come together in solidarity, and I'm sure there'll be even more people involved in the one tomorrow this year as well. So.
Okay, so how could people get in touch with Chris's House?
Yeah, Chris's House have a few different links in social media.
Yeah.
The main one is on Twitter. It is at Chris Hoss, which is I'll just spell that. Hold on a second. So at then CHRIS SHOS, and they also have a website which is www.chrisshouse.org, and the same on Facebook. It's facebook.com/chrisshouse.org.
Brilliant.
And if people want to phone them as well, they have a phone number. It's 01236 766 755.
Okay, and I guess that now, having had a kind of closer personal experience of, the situation that kind of pushes people to the edge, I guess, and over the edge. The advice is always, please try and reach out, in these situations, that people can feel that they are alone and there's nowhere else to go and that nobody is interested. Or even, I think, that it is the best thing that they can do. I think by the time you get to, that very edge, that you think that the kindest thing you can do for your loved ones is to take yourself away from them so you're not a burden, but that's absolutely not the case. And
no, that's absolutely the opposite. Yeah.
And reach out, whoever it is, whatever number you use, and you've just given a load of good contacts there, but I think if people just even Google, on the internet and just ask for help, that there is help. The thing is to have to be able to still reach out and ask for help, that it is never ever too late, I think, to change your mind.
You always have the Samaritans as well,
Yeah.
which are 116 123 from any phone. People can phone them there. And the great thing about Chris's House is you can get basically help straight away.
Okay.
A lot of times you have people with mental health problems going through the actual health service.
Yep.
They can be referred for weeks and weeks.
Yeah.
But Chris's House, they can speak to you over the internet and on the phone straight away. So
That's
a lot of people think that there's nobody to talk to, but there really is if you know the right people to speak to.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it has saved lives, absolutely.
I'll bet it has. It's been really interesting to talk to you today, Kevin. And, I've shared with listeners here because I think the whole point is for people no longer to be embarrassed or stigmatised. But, I've had mental health issues and some battles off and on, since I was 20, and that's a long time ago. And you're absolutely right. The way that it was dealt with and the way that I felt about myself and people knowing 30 years ago is totally different from how I feel about it today. And it's just with people sharing and talking, and as you're doing, you know, putting it into culture and just bringing it out into the open, and that's how we'll be able to help more and more people.
Yeah, definitely.
Is what I believe. So listen, thank you very much for coming on today. Sorry that there was just complete chaos, but sometimes that's the way this show is.
That's fine. I've enjoyed it.
Me too. Thank you very much, and good luck with both your own event and you know, to the guys that are going to do that walk of hope over the weekend. That's beautiful stuff.
Thanks very much.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, so we're in the last couple of minutes of the culture.